Hello everyone, this is Anatcrypto podcast. Nice to see you all. Let's start with the first news of the past week. I got a 23x return on my wallet Anatcrypto.eth over 6 months. In the same period, Ethereum's coin only went up 1.5x, which is 15 times less. So most of the gains came from activities related to Farcaster. Let's break down the main wins and losses of this half year. You can use my frame for it. Biggest wins on-chain guys and DEGEN token airdrop. Each one was $7,000. Biggest non-Farcaster wins was ZK Sync in layer 0. And biggest tracks was The Gentleman and Gnars. So we will come back later after half of the year and look on the results of 2024. Build nominees just started. I just nominated Crypto Girls because I got really into Farcaster and she's the best community builder I know. So nominate me if you think I am also a good builder. Many such cases. It's the new podcast which I found on my YouTube feed. It's from Ted and nonlinear.eth. It's the Johnny Mac alias. Then Romero was the guest of this podcast. So some thoughts from this episode. Take a cue from Eric Thornberg in your cast, who starts the idea and then lets others discuss. Plan your casts in a way that makes them interesting to comment on. So think not only about your thoughts, some of your thoughts, but also about what would people comment in your cast. We need to lower the barrier for creating quality content. Dan said, just like Instagram did by making photo creation easier with filters and masks, probably it will be done by frames. Experimenting and new features like streaks help generate more content and engagement. Moshicam and Dracula are great examples of using the Farcaster social graph, and also Zora and Mirror are experimenting with new based on Farcaster graph features. Text content is the most prestigious form of the online communication. Creating quality content requires careful consideration of every word and its order. Channels can be used to create spaces for crypto-tolerant communities like gardening. Fragmentation into groups and memes within them is a crucial part of Farcaster's future development. So don't forget about the memes. And my meme is from Vibe Check episode by Cameron. He talk about those who advertise the most have the highest margins because their product is the biggest crap. That's why they have such high margins and the ability to advertise so much. So it's something like a paradox, but most of the advertising things can be a crap in this perspective. Cameron used to be in military until 2018. After he left, he got an MBA and got really into startup culture. The Launch channel has become a place for Cameron to ask his smart friends questions and get interesting answers. The main things in the channels are stories and memes. Don't forget about storytelling and memes. It's the basics, first principles for doing content in social networks. Astroturfing, hiding who sponsors ads, can be intriguing and is part of a global arms race to manipulate people. Content creators might find it useful to have space where they can retweet and interact with fans, kind of like on Doctor Who forums. So maybe Farcaster will change this traditional paradigm when advertising is not the best way to find a good product. Also, I'd like to share some feedback on Seemore product by Cameron. It's the site. The idea of featuring the best cast from channels is pretty interesting. It might be worth automating through Dune, since I love diving into data myself and verifying it rather than taking anyone's word for it. On my iPhone, the Safari site constantly freezes, lags and reloads. This happens 19% of the time I use it, which is really frustrating. The idea of leaving the Farcaster app takes me out of my comfort zone, so I'd suggest automating this through Dune or Neinar or another type of frame building features, which creates frame templates of the best cast from the channel with the ability to manually edit and add content. Anyway, thanks to Cameron for this cool project. I appreciate the stats and I know that it's just beta testing. GM Farcaster highlights of episode 131. I was generating Waifu by Novadao. She's looking pretty. I like this giraffe jacket style. If you create on Zora, if you collect on Zora, if you build on Zora, you will be rewarded. That's the words of Jacob. 3000k of optimism token goes out to community in the next month. Brands can use the forecast ecosystem Polymarket to promote their product. So it can be some of the type of advertising. And also about Unlonely, I am trying to use this site to do streams, but now it's not too simple to use, and some features are not working. I was using it. I think it need to be like YouTube, for at least in possibilities to stream. After this, you can use it. Because now it's not so. It's not so good working. But they have some interesting things, like 2 tokens get launched after a set time, a live streamer picks a winner, and all losing token liquidity gets pumped into the winning token. That's some type of gambling, and you can use it. Matcha XYZ lets communities create small experimental token for their friend groups. So launching the token is the feature that even DEXs and online streaming platforms are integrating in their sites. Episode 129 and 130 highlights. Random era created a buzz. Parody out characters of OGs are taking over the feeds, and you can check it out at Random Era page. Forecast web search improvement. They sort results by relevance of freshness, filter by user and channel with syntax, so check it out. If you are looking for a reverse chronological feed, try out Supercast, HeroCast, Butterfly, Recaster or Firefly app. That's the Dan Romero said. Polymarket is gaining more legitimacy and its influence on the non-crypto world is growing. All Polymarket URLs are now frames. Murtaza Hussain launched a new news channel for sharing research and investigation. So check this independent drop global news channel. And the last about Safaricaster. Safaricaster by Moshicam. They personalize it's mint. You can mint personalized NFT from the Namib desert if you catch an animal in the frame first. So I catched my gazelle, I think, and it's interesting part of the history. Another gem Farcaster highlights. This piece of art by Brian Morris puts a GM Farcaster spin on this trademark style. You can mint it from my link. July said that you can make a waifu from your waifu. That's the interesting feature. You should try it. Channel calendars are now live on Events Pass channel, Events XYZ. I'm using GM Farcaster and some other calendars. It can be useful for you. DEGEN detectives led by Jacek are always on the lookout. Farmers running tips and circles might just be wasting their time, so be careful. Casey changed her avatar to waifu. On Farcaster, people often don't use their real faces for profile pictures. Here you are valued for what you do, not how you look. We also listen to many interesting podcasts from Farcaster creators like Boys Club, the Noun Square by Nouns. That's a couple of examples. Age doesn't matter in the crypto industry, as we all have something in common that makes it easier for us to communicate. In crypto, women hold only 70% of leadership positions. Like in many other fields, the leveling process is happening, but slowly. As people get older, they start caring less about what other thinks of them, and that's a very useful skill. Don't forget about it if you're not so old. If you are old, you already know about it. I just minted a summer photo on Moshicam for based on yellow contest. It will be finishing soon. Episode 133 highlights from GM Farcaster. Watch the full trailer and mint it at Ethereum Film XYZ. That's the Ethereum with Vitalik on Ethereum and Ethereum story. It will be launched at released at the start of the 2025. Kojo.if says to us how to customize your Ponder polls. Forget about the 70 autofollow list. Now you need to post engaging content, no autofollows from today. And the links said that you can use toxic Twitter engagement tactic. Post a seemingly well-meaning but provocative question. When people respond in good faith, hit back with extremely specific questions that challenge their lack of nuance. That's from Rob Sanchez. 45 of Farcaster users are between 25 and 34 years old. 10% are between 45 and 54. All the users on Farcaster, you are in good company. In general, Warpcast users are older than Twitter users. Wake said that DEGEN tipping game moderators discuss and enforce tip etiquette and participation in the Crucible channel. Then Romero reminds that criticism should be backed by solid evidence, otherwise he might mute you. So think before you type something in comments to them. Based Builders 20 by Toddy Hawk, Carlos Melga, hosted live on video on one Unlonely, featuring their founders Grace and Brian. Don't forget to mint this NFT about Vitalik film. Some highlights from Daily Way by Anthony Cezanna. Virgil Griffith, who taught North Koreans about Ethereum, had his prison sentence reduced to 7 months. Censorship levels have dropped to 13%. Censorship resistance is a cornerstone of Ethereum, and efforts to improve it with inclusion list and other bypass methods will continue to do. The Ethereum ICO happened exactly 10 years ago. Back then Ether was about 30 cents, and today it's worth 10,000 times more. Tim Baiko is looking for a colleague for all core devs and the Ethereum Protocol Fellowship and Summer of Protocols. So check it out and help Tim for money. Summer periods in crypto markets are bearish 9 out of 10 times. So take care and just relax and wait another periods like autumn and winter, which are often bullish. The launch of the ETH ETF was very successful, with a net inflow of more than $100 million. Bitwise ETF pays 10% of its profit to ETH open source developers. Bitwise also shows its ENS with the assets in the ETF. Eragon has launched ETH client version 3.0, promising to be the best full archive node in the world. So you can use not only Nevermind and Get, but also Eragon. And the last one about work and life balance. You can choose your priorities in this poll. Our life is all about making choices. Work or family, Ethereum or Solana, DEGEN or Ham, Optimism or Arbitrum, GM Farcaster or Bankless, or business podcast or psychology session. How you spend your time every day determines the results you will achieve in 10 years. What's your top priority right now, founders? For me, it's career, family, and health. And you can lose yours. So bye bye to all. See you next